Very physical. Blockett looking to try to break through the wall in front. She's got 3 to beat. They have a nice wall, very physical. Lorena Blockett goes down, forced down by Tampa's pivot. Blockett still trying to contend and breaks from the front of the pack. She will be your lead jammer.
Yeah, Lorena Blockett got through most of the pack real fast, and then Rebel and Liquor Posse threw up that wall and delayed her for just a little bit, but it was inevitable. She is through the pack and is your lead jammer. Coming up for her point pass now.
Looks like Tampa's jammer having a substantial difficulty trying to get through that. Bruce Cruz jammer, Stella Knockout, just completing her initial pass. Out of play is called, and Lorena Blockett goes. She'll get 4 on that pass, and she's going to call that one off, holding Tampa scoreless.
Yeah, we had a no-pack situation because they spread out farther away than they're supposed to. The pack must stay within 20 feet from the large group. Once somebody spreads out farther away from the largest number of blockers for each team, it becomes a no-pack, in which means nobody can hit anybody.
So I hope you people on the stream can see Jewy out there, Jubilee shaking his thing, getting down. Next jam here. Who we got back there on the jammer line?
Number 400 for Greenville, Amber Rage. For the Bruise crew, we have Sketch E Artist. Both jammers fighting their way through. Looks like Greenville has one going to the blocks. Amber Rage is through the pack. First one through the pack, therefore she is your lead jammer. Sketch E Artist still trying to get through, fighting through the last Greenville blockers. Here she goes, trying to get, ooh, a hit. She looked like she was going to break free, and then number 212 for Greenville knocked her right into the other Greenville blocker. Great blocking and teamwork on Greenville's part.
That's right. Greenville has so far been able to stop the Bruise Crew jammer from getting through the front at all. That great positional blocking was from Magical Divicious in the front. But it looks like, let's see, somebody's going to the all-in sin bin. That's one of the Bruise Crew girls. You got that number there? Let's see.
That puts us even at 1 apiece in the all-in sin bin, as we're still trying to.
Let's see. What do we have going on here? Looks like Greensville Jammer finds herself a nice little line on the inside. Amber Rage going to pick up 5. That's a grand slam for the ladies from Greenville.
Yes,
Sketchy Artist forced to recycle all the way back to the back of the pack.
Yeah, Amber Range made a great move on the inside, getting through the rest of that pack. Looked like there was no hole, and then all of a sudden, just like the seas parted, and she blasted through the middle. And at the same time, Sketchy Artist was forced to recycle, come back to the very back of the pack. Amber Range gets the whip from number 5, Kitty Longstockings.
So that'll give her some good boost of speed, help her save up some energy, and help her maybe put another 5 points on the board. That's already 2 grand slams this jam alone. And that will be the end of that jam. Looks like Amber Rage calling that one off as she digs into the pack and gets a few more points. Looks like she got 4 on that last pass. And if I'm not mistaken, Greenville's still holding Tampa scoreless here.
Yes, sir, unless it changes, unless we miss something. All right, we have Lorena Blockett on the line for Greenville. Looks like 50 Rojo. Oh my goodness. Rojo Grundy is the jammer for Tampa Bay. Lorena Blockett, she is once again the jammer. Ooh, little jammer on jammer action in the wide open. My goodness. Lorena Blockett is the lead jammer, but nobody's making it easy. This is what you like to see. One blocker beating on another blocker. Little jammer on jammer action as a, oh my goodness, look at how fast the pack is, Danger.
That's fantastic. I do miss the days of really fast derby. Blockett digs into the pack. That one's going to go even up. Nobody's scoring, but man, I do love me a little jammer on jammer action. It can happen anywhere you like.
Yeah, especially if it's moving that fast. What a fast moving pack that was. They had, they were off to the races. This didn't look like roller derby. It looked almost like the Kentucky Derby.
Did see a lot. You see the girls fall in line. They start drafting off of each other when that pack moves fast enough. Who do we have back there on the jammer line, Al?
I know Zoom Boom Pow is there for the Bruise Crew. Looks like Conway Hitty, unless I'm not reading the mic.
Nope, you got that right.
I think it's Conway Hitty. Wow, what a move by Hitty to stay in on the 1 foot almost out of bounds, able to pick that foot up and just hang on the edge. What a move. That was pretty impressive skating right there, Danger.
Little hop, skip, and a jump was all she needed to leap out to the front of the pack, break away, and get that big L. Greenville so far being very consistent about controlling the jam. Bruise Crew jammer number 68, Zoom Boom Pow, still swallowed up in the pack. Greenville's blockers being absolutely relentless about recycling back. Every time she makes a little bit of headway, she gets creamed right back into the pack. All right, Lorena Blockett revisits the jammer line for Greenville.
Number 620, Stella knockout for the Tampa Bay Bruise Crew. Greenville with a 22-0 lead right now. I'll be honest with you, Greenville's doing a great job because Tampa is a much too good a team to be held down to 0 for that. So,
yeah, Greenville doing an excellent job controlling the floor, sitting on Tampa's jammer, and great offensive blocking there as we saw Blockett come out the front of the pack. But we're going to have a jammer foot race.
Lorena Blockett burst through the things, got a lead jammer, and then Stella just turned on the burners and literally passed her on the outside up here in turn 3. In this situation, Stella is actually in front, but Lorena Blockett is the lead jammer.
We'll see what she does here. Oh,
my goodness. And Lorena Blockett gets tangled up here in turn 4. Calls the best thing to just call off the jam once she hits the ground. That's some hard hitting right there, Danger.
She sure did Superman out there. Called it off from face down on the floor. But, still managed to hold Tampa scoreless. So Amber Rage will revisit the jammer line from Greenville.
Sketch E Artist back to the jammer line for the Bruise Crew.
Big push outside. Amber Rage will leap to an early lead jammer status.
Yeah, she was flying on the outside. It was a great move on the outside, almost untouched. She kind of dipped inside like she was going in and then just blasted her way on the outside.
She sold the juke and got the help she needed from her blockers in the pack, making a nice hole for her. Although, I will say, Sketchy Artist returning a little love to sender, and Conway Kitty opens the can on her, and she goes down on turn 4.
Wow, that was pretty awesome.
It's a great legal hit. The hips are still moving in the direction of gameplay, but that shoulder comes up and back, and you just see that those skates come up, and that butt goes down.
Yeah, coming down this back straightaway, Sketchy Artist had a vicious hit on Magically D-Vicious, and we were both about to comment on that, and then before it even got out of our mouth, Conway Hitty just unleashed on Sketch. Lots of hitting
Brutal.
From Greenville and Tampa Bay in this bout, Danger.
Greenville definitely showing they're not afraid to hit. Oh, no. Conway Hitty getting called. She was way out of play, so she is going to go sit in the sin seat for 60. That's the all-in sin bin for those of you here. They're sponsoring our penalty box for Frankie Panky this year.
Yes, sir. All in. Very good sponsors to Tampa Roller Derby year-round, sponsoring the all-in sin bin. We do appreciate them. That was a situation where Sketch, a lot of times we hear about they get coaxed into a tracks cut and they come back to coax the other person to come in early. It's like Sketch was staying real close enough to the pack, and then all of a sudden she came up. She almost asked for and tricked her into hitting into a no-pack situation.
Oh, absolutely. You can definitely draw the out of play, and it's a good way to remove one of the blockers from the track, from the opposing team.
Rojo Grande bursts through, and she's able to stay in as she puts the birds on the outside. Ladies and gentlemen, Tampa Bay Bruise Crew number 50, Rojo Grande is your lead jammer.
Despite the best efforts of Kitty Longstocking, she was not able to hold Bruise Crew's jammer back. That was a great move there from number 50, Rojo Grande.
Rojo gets escorted out of bounds
Right this way, ma'am.
That's exactly what it was. It was like, look, you can either go out of bounds or we're fixing to rumble. And she just eased right off into the out of bounds and went from there. Now we got Zoom Boom Pow stepping up to the jammer line for Tampa Bay Bruise Crew.
That's going to be Amber Rage back on the jammer line in black and green. Whistle blows. Seeing a big push from Zoom Boom Pow, looking for something on that outside line, but unable to make the Greenville girls budge. However, in the back of the pack, we see a nice big four wall right in the way of Amber Rage. Zoom Boom Pow looking for a breakaway. Looks like she's got it. She gets around Daisy Durong, gets out of the engagement zone. She will be your lead jammer.
Yeah, Zoom Boom Pow able to get away. Amber Rage still trying to get through the pack. Zoom Boom Pow is your lead jammer for the Bruise Crew. Looks like they're going to put some points on this time. Ooh, and Amber Rage sent to the box.
This
to the
is
all-in sin bin. Looks like we got a what?
Zoom Boom Pow Power Jam.
Would that be a Zoom Boom Power Jam?
Oh, dang. You went there.
I said I went there.
This is exactly what the Bruise Crew needs right now. They're down not an insurmountable points right now, score 25-8. I'm sorry, 25-13, because that is a Zoom Boom Pow Grand Slam.
Yeah, it's hey, 30, 40 points in Derby World is nothing, especially when you got two good teams skating. So to be this close, hey, still anything can happen. But if you're the Bruise Crew and Greenville was really starting to get away this early, you want to come back in. You want to make your presence known. You want to let them know, hey, we're still here.
Absolutely. And it looks like Bruise Crew definitely doing just that. Been seeing a lot of good work from the Bruise Crew blockers out there. They managed to get Zoom Boom Pow out of bounds on that last pass, but the Tampa blockers got in the way of the Greenville blockers and prevented her from stringing out way behind the pack.
Wow, despite the best efforts of Greenville, and they were commendable efforts by their blockers trying to keep Zoom Boom Pow from getting through, she was able to muscle her way on through. And, oh, my goodness. Whew. We'd like to thank, again, everybody from watching DNN live coverage of Frankie Panky 2013 on Justin TV. Thank you for being there. We wish you were here in Tampa with us, but if you can't be, we're certainly glad that you are there to watch and listen. If you got any comments or any shout-outs from far away that you'd like to give to somebody right here at the rink, please don't hesitate to post it. I will take care of it.
Looks like Tampa is going to enjoy some control of the jam, as Stella Knockout is going to be lead jammer here. She was able to get out of play around Greenville's blocker, but of course Greenville's jammer, I believe that is Amber Rage, coming out of the penalty box. She will get ahead of Stella Knockout, force that jam off.
Yeah, she got ahead of Stella Knockout by making two ridiculous moves up in the middle of turn two. If she stopped and was able to juke one, she coaxed not one swing and a miss by a Tampa Bay blocker, but two by slamming on the brakes, and they just squeezed right on by.
Amber Rage just got a shout-out from her parents. Looks like Amber Rage, mom and dad are watching from Montana. How awesome is that? I heard somebody go, "Aw," and that's the right response.
Who said that? That is awesome.
Very physical pack right now. Still do not have a lead jammer, but it looks like Rojo Grande. She is going to get lead and immediately get tripped up. That will be a low block.
Yeah, Kitty certainly did not mean to block her low, but when they tied, maybe it wasn't Kitty.
Oh, no, looks like it must not have been. Kitty still, oh, yeah, there we go.
There she goes. Yeah, Kitty by no means went and viciously tried to block, but she got knocked down, and then Rojo kind of tripped over her in the way, and unfortunately for Kitty, it's a low block on Kitty.
True story. So, for those of you that can't see the scoreboard, what's going on right now is Rojo Grande in this jam. Looks like we're having a little bit of confusion about who's going to the penalty box and who's not. But the score, the lead has changed. I am also confused, Al. Every now and again something happens and we don't quite catch it. Looked like Rojo Grande thought she maybe had committed a penalty and was trying to go out to this penalty box, but the refs waving her back into play said, no, you're good, come on. And looks like Rojo Grande is going to put up another 5-point grand slam for the Bruise Crew.
Yeah, Rojo had that guilty look on her face, kind of like what my kids do when they do something wrong. But Shady Sadie, head ref Shady Sadie said, get right back in here. You're good, you're good. So she came all the way back just to make sure she didn't have a track cut on top of that.
And Rojo Grande with another high five, going to get another grand slam pass here, really capitalizing on the power jam, which is exactly what the Bruise crew needed to do to regain a little bit of control here in the first half. Rojo Grande going to call that one dead, and Bruise crew pulls ahead. Tampa now leads 45-25 with 14 minutes, 24 seconds left to go in this half.
I tell you, be careful, Danger, there. You're going to fall off the thing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'll make sure you're all right first, but once you tell me you're all right, I'm going to laugh at you.
I would expect nothing less, Al.
Exactly. So, yeah, that bout, we were just talking about, hey, anything can happen. I know it's 13 points, but anything can happen. And what happens? It usually does.
Back-to-back power
together,
jams.
yeah.
They put together well over 40 points.
All right. The lead. No.
Oh, looks like Bruise Crew's jammer got out, but will not be lead jammer. Greenville, it says, you know what? Conway Hitty says, no, I'm going to just call that one off and prevent you from scoring anymore because you guys are already ahead. Good strategic play there from Greenville's jammer.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive, and I'm not sure what happened. She obviously didn't get through clean because, remember, to be lead jammer, it's not just getting through the pack. You got to get through the pack clean. So something that head ref Shady Sadie saw, and, wow, say that 3 times fast.
Yeah, right?
Anyway, something she saw that Rojo did, and I didn't catch it, but I'm sure it's something. So even though she was out through, she actually did not get lead jammer. And since she was so far out in front of the Greenville jammer decided, nah, let's just do this again.
All right, jamming here for Greenville. That is Lorena
Blockett.
Who do we have in there for Bruise Crew, Al?
Zoom Boom Pow. So we got 2 jammers who have already made their mark today, stepping up against it. Looks like Greenville is, hey, they got 2 or 3 jammers that are doing the job. They just keep recycling them right in.
So it looks like we're seeing something that we've seen a lot of on this today. Looks like both teams now skating with full sin bins, 2 blockers each, and a jammer. And the pack is just flying right now.
Yeah, you don't get that very often. The sin bin full, yet it's not a power jam situation because the only people that were clean in the jam were your jammers. So
I've heard Showtime and Vince refer to that as micro pack.
There you go, exactly, because that's what it was. And the one thing about it is you don't really, it does test the blocker's ability and gives a big advantage to the jammers, but it makes for some real fast derby around the track.
So it looks like Blockett managed to get herself 4 before calling that jam off. Held Tampa scoreless on the jam, so we're going to see a little bit of back and forth. Amber Rage in for Greenville, and that's going to be Stella. Knockout, knock it out, that lead jammer position. She is in control of this jam. Stella definitely put on the afterburners. I'm not sure if she knew where Amber Rage was, but she decided she was going to put some track between her and Amber.
Yeah, Stella dives to the inside, goes ahead and calls off the jam. I'm going to tell you right now, there's no way I can stand in the center and watch this bout because they are so quick. The pack is moving so fast. Both jammers are flying around the track. I'm getting dizzy from watching on the outside. I couldn't do it on the inside.
Yeah, that's actually where I typically like to announce my games from if I can, is in the center. But, yep, you do eventually get tired of turning it in a circle over and over and over again. Speaking of which, bless our NSOs for doing that all day for 2 days straight.
And the referees, both of them.
Absolutely.
Everybody, real big thumbs up, shout-outs to the NSOs and the refs.
Looks like Lorena Blockett's in there for Greenville.
Yeah, 2 recycled jammers, Lorena Blockett and Rojo Grande.
Good work there from the Bruise crew. Bruise crew forcing Lorena Blockett out of bounds. Got way back, forced the track cut. So this will be a Bruise crew power jam. Rojo Grande, the lone jammer on the floor. Rojo Grande took great advantage of an earlier power jam to rack up a serious number of points and readjust the scoreboard in Bruise Crew's favor. Let's see if she can do it again. Out of play is called, and that's going to be 5 for Rojo Grande. I just love saying her name.
I know, right? Yeah, Rojo Grande. Her husband, El Groucho Grande, skates for the men
Ah,
and plays a super rad mean guitar.
nice. The things you learn. Today I learned.
And no lie, if we get to see him at the after party later, I'm not sure. Dude can karaoke to Led Zeppelin like nobody ever.
Awesome. Rojo gonna get another 5, and she says, you know, I'm pretty good with that. I'm gonna do the head, shoulders, knees, and toes dance, tap her hips, and call that one off.
Oh yeah, she went ahead and called that one off to get things started. We are joined up here in the announcer booth by none other than Spank Sinatra, who has taken up the Frankie Panky 12 broadcaster moniker for the chat with the DNN live broadcast. So you guys say hello to Spank Sinatra.
Be nice to her. We like her.
Nah, we do like her, but don't be nice to her. That'd be too easy. 103 Crush Groove is the jammer for the Bruise crew in a power jam situation. Ooh, and Crush is able to lift up and get by that last Greenville blocker. Freed up.
She tries to go outside, gets bounced out by Greenville. Here in the naughty whistle, somebody's going to the sin bin. That's number 90 from Greenville, and that was a direction of gameplay. That's going to be Herculesa in the sin bin.
Yeah, Herculesa went in. There's a lot of hitting going on. Crush Groove got tied up in the pack.
Looks like Bruise crew jammers sitting in the sin bin, so we have swapped power jams on back-to-back jams. Now Lorena Blockett, the lone jammer, on the floor.
Ooh.
Oh, looks like we're going to swap again. Lorena Blockett falls over a Tampa player. Accrues a low block call, and so we're going to switch jammers. So that penalty frees Crush Groove from the penalty box. She's skating up against a Greenville crew that is down 1 blockers. They sit 1 in the all-in sin bin. She's going to get out of the engagement zone. That's going to be another 5 for Crush Groove. Tampa looking to try to pull away here with 7 minutes, 50 seconds left to go in the first half. Great skating there from Crush Groove, unintimidated by the Greenville blockers.
Yeah, for the first time in seems like the whole time of this jam, we actually have both jammers on the floor.
That has been rare in the last few minutes. Past two jams, we've had a power jam for one team or the other, but now both jammers back on the floor. Wow, Lorena Blockett finds herself the inside line unprotected, scoots through, and will pick up those points before the jam is blown dead. Lots of good discussion going on in the DNN chat right now. That's always good to see. Amber Rage is going to be back on the jammer line. It looks like she went toe-to-toe with Zoom Boom Pow on this jam. Amber Rage going to break through the front of the pack. She will find daylight. She will be lead jammer on this jam. Zoom Boom Pow trying to get her way around Fatality. Whoa. What a great name.
It's funny that you say that. I was walking behind her earlier, and I didn't even see that she was Greenville yet. But I said, Fatality. Wow, what a great name.
Oh, man. Amber Rage accrues a track cut. She will send herself to the box, and Zoom Boom Pow will enjoy a power jam.
Yeah, the last thing you need to give a skater like Zoom Boom Pow that's already pretty successful this afternoon is a power jam situation.
Especially when you're trailing by 36 points. Of course, Zoom Boom Pow cannot become lead jammer, so she cannot call off the jam. This one's going to roll 2 minutes. Zoom trying to break away. Looks like she is outside the engagement zone. Greensville is going to have to let her progress. That is going to be another 5 points for Zoom Boom Pow. Uh-oh, Zoom Boom Pow accrues a back block penalty. She'll go sit in the all-in sin bin. That will release Amber Rage.
Here we go again.
I feel like we've done this before. Oh, how the tables do turn. Amber Rage comes out of the penalty box, and the pack immediately picks up. Greenville, there we go. Greenville trying to pick the pace up. That's going to be 5 much-needed points for Greenville. And so this next jam will continue the Greenville Power Jam.
Amber Rage, bring the pain.
She's doing damage out there today. Amber Rage so far having a pretty good game.
Yeah, so far I think Amber's getting the most play on DNN live coverage of Frankie Panky so far. It looks like all about the rage.
Definitely seeing a lot of fans chatting about Amber Rage. You got some people that really dig you tuned in today. Conway Hitty in for Greenville right now. She will be the lone jammer here at the start. And she will get lead jammer.
Like to take half a second while she's coming around to the pack to welcome Slutty Gary to our team. He is on the camera for DNN coverage for this bout. Thank you, Slutty Gary, for joining us.
You just wanted to say that, didn't you?
I've been waiting all day to say Slutty Gary.
Conway Hitty contending with a fairly brutal wall of 3 blockers in the front of the pack, trying to get around and forced down in the front of the pack by number 313.
Liquor Posse.
Liquor Posse, oh yeah.
Tights and Sirens and Liquor Posse just bowed up and just, wow, through such a wall with just 2 of them at the very end. But Conway Hitty is your lead jammer right now. Zoom Boom Pow trying to fight, but Magically Devicious putting up, trying to keep her through, but eventually she's able to work her way through. Despicable D coming back, trying to put up a wall with Track McNeely to keep.
Oh, and that's going to be it, folks. Conway Hitty's going to call that one off. Got a couple on that pass, but saw a nasty wall in front. Also saw that the Bruise Crew jammer was coming through the pack and said, you know what, I want to do a little damage control here. Calls that jam off. Now that's going to be Lorena Blockett and Stella Knockout. Seen this matchup a couple of times already. Ooh, Stella Knockout gets out of play. She will be lead. And Lorena Blockett going to the sin bin. So Knockout going to enjoy herself a little power jam.
I guess if it remains true to form, not to like premonition for the action, I guess we should expect Stella to take her place any second.
If it goes the way the previous jams have, you never know. So far, Greenville trying to hold her down, but Stella not having it. She says, I want my points, and I want them now. She's going to take second, looking for her 3rd Grand Slam. Out of play is called. That's going to be 3.
Yeah, they're doing a great job in putting the brakes on and extending that pack, getting the no-pack situation. But they have to, because Greenville is doing such a good job at blocking and keeping the jammers through. You almost have to stop and back up to try to extend that, to call off the dog, so to speak.
You're good, man. Don't worry about it. Knockout looking to go inside. Finds Kitty Longstockings, goes outside around Herculesa. She's going to get yet another Grand Slam, and she's going to call it off as she sees Lorena Blockett beating feet from the sin bin, the all-in sin bin, to try to get back in behind play and maybe make up some points. Right now, you know, this is not how the game started off, because Greenville launched out to an early lead, but right now the Bruise Crew leads 104 to Greenville's 55.
Yeah, after a 29-8 start by Greenville, and we were talking about, hey, the Tampa's going to have to put the brakes on and stop this from getting out of hand. All of a sudden, with about a minute left in the first period, Tampa has just bowed up and crossed the century mark, leading 104 to 55. Rojo Grande trying to get away from the last block, and no pack called. Once again, Greenville doing such a good job holding him back, keeping him through. Tampa doing such a good job.
Tampa's doing a good job controlling the back of the pack and trying to define that line of the engagement zone as best as they can. That jam is going to end as Rojo Grande calls it off after getting her 4.
Yeah, impressive whip by Greenville that time. Wow. I mean, Amber Rage is so strong and so fast skating already. The last thing you need if you're skating against her is somebody to whip her around the track with all that extra horsepower. Pretty impressive move.
Always good to give your jammers a little hand, because sometimes, you know, they just need a little extra oomph to turn and burn.
Hey, most good derby teams, and both of these teams do it well. The blockers are very good at supporting their jammers, both blocking and trying to work them through. It almost becomes an offensive blocking situation.
Absolutely. Wow.
Greenville goes down. Little hits. Sketchy Artist doesn't take a hit very high. She is your lead jammer. Lorena Block at number 67, which will be the last jam of the period. With no time left on the period clock, the jammers are still going.
And Sketchy Artist going to call that one off. Wow. Woo. You saw Sketchy coming out of the pack after getting that lead jam status. Mean muggin'. Did you see the look on her face? She was out for blood.
Real quick before we get started, everybody, make sure that you come up, if you're in the building, go cast your vote for the MVP blocker and jammer at the Tampa Bay merchandise booth. We got to know who you want to be MVPs before the halftime of the next bout. So you have the equivalence of one bout left.
Whistle blows. Two jammers start pushing. Blockett looking to go outside. Finds Tampa Bay. Oh, no. Rojo Grande going to go sit in the all-in sin bin for 60. That means the first jam of this second half will be a Lorena Blockett power jam.
Seems like we just got started, and there's 3 people in the bin already.
I think we started with some in the sin bin. I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Ooh, Lorena Blockett gets pushed out of bounds by number 103 from the Bruise crew.
That would
That's
be
Crush
Crush
Groove. Oh, man, you got it. It's your team. See, he knows these things. I have to look. I just make it look like I know. Blockett's going to take 5 high in the sky. Much needed points for Greenville. They're going to look to try to close that gap. Now just 43 points. Out of play is called. Blockett's going to get another 5.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a good thing for Lorena Blockett, because Rebel and Liquor Posse was out here, and they were like beamed in, and they separated, and Liquor Posse turned around to, like, you could see her winding up to deliver the blow, and right before she did it, no pack called, and I think that was kind of a good thing for Lorena, because she's a fast skater, but she was supposed to get wailed on.
Yeah, there's really nothing like getting sandwiched between two very powerful blockers. That can kind of wreck your day. Amber Rage and Stella Knockout in jamming on this one. Preach to me, Al, what do we see on the track?
Man, I'm telling you, this is a good thing. Both jammers are just awesome skaters. Stella is always just so quick, and Amber Rage, I'm gonna be honest with you, she wears number 400, and she's got that powerful look about her. So you think that, I mean, she's going to be all just brute force, but she is quick. Stella goes down on the outside, and she calls off the jam. But, again, what I was saying is Amber is just so much, she's like deceivingly fast. And, I mean, just an awesome skater. Stella went down on the outside. She calls off the jam. Greenville still has one in the sin bin as 747 Sketchy Artist comes to the line for the Bruise crew, and once again, star 67, Lorena Blockett.
That's right. So, actually sitting in the sin bin now we have 2, because what happened at the end of that jam, the reason Tampa's jammer went skidding off the track is that Kitty Longstockings blocked her, but she got called for out of play. So, traded spots, and she's going to sit in the penalty box.
You know, I'm gonna be honest with you, just from the half plus of derby that I've seen Kitty play, I wouldn't want to be hit by her. She has really laid the wood on some folks.
Absolutely. Lorena Blockett has lead jammer status. Looks like Conway Hitty now going to go sit for 60 in the sin bin, but I think that side of that penalty box is full, so she'll return to the track. Blockett's going to get her points, call that off. She's going to hold the Bruise crew scoreless with that. Good strategic play there from Blockett.
Yeah, in a situation like that, Conway Hitty, number 6 string, she goes to the box, but it's full. Now, when they're non-jammers, the blockers that are in the box, they have to finish serving their penalty. So the ref checks her in and then lets her go back out on the floor to skate. she will go back out there when a spot opens up.
That's exactly right, Al. Looks like we're going to have a bit of an official timeout. Looks like we're going to have a little powwow. As Glyph used to say, the Zebras are going to have themselves a meeting there on the lofty plains of the Serengeti.
Yeah, we have an NSO that is looking for her backpack to borrow. We have to borrow a phrase from my normal partner, Glyph. That's where they get out there and they go, "Where is my backpack?"
Ah, the hands to the shoulders. Where is my backpack? I like that.
Did I not just give him credit for that? Did I not just say to borrow a phrase?
He did. He gave credit was given where credit is due.
I checked you. I said you.
For those of you that can't see on the stream, Glyph is in the background giving Al a ration for that, despite being credited, because he is a jerk.
No, don't. Hey, Ben, hold up, man. Don't be talking about Glyph like that. Hold up.
Oh, he knows I love him. Glyph was the first announcer that I ever saw, because he called for the Gainesville Roller Rebels back in the day when I first ever started going to roller derby. So Glyph, look up to him, always have.
Danger, this has been fun, and I'm going to give you a list of like 100 people that I don't care if you mess with. Glyph is not on that list, so you need to chill, bro.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough. Amber Rage back on the jammer line for Greenville. Who do we have in there? That is number 42. Trip McNeely. Tampa going to call that one off, going to try to hold Greenville to no points on that jam. That's going to be Rojo Grande back on the jammer line for the Bruise crew. Lorena Blockett in. Look at the height difference between those two jammers. Wow.
Yeah, but yeah, look, on the outside between the jammers and the blockers, you got number 5 for the Bruise crew, and I forget, I can't read their jersey, and Rojo Grande, kind of like pulling the Twin Tower thing. Lorena Blockett trying to break it on the inside. My goodness.
She goes in. She goes out. Not finding a hole. Rojo Grande jukes a big hit in the front of the pack, and she will be your lead jammer. Great anticipation of that hit from Rojo Grande. Saw it coming, was able to slow down just a little bit and have it just kind of bounce right off of her.
Yeah, that was a great job avoiding that. And my apologies to number 5. That's Morgan Hansen, a newer member of the Bruise crew, but she has certainly been a productive member of the Bruise crew since she's been around, and that's why I didn't recognize her off the bat.
She's doing a good enough job there in the back of the pack to be forced out by Greenville's blockers as they try to make a hole. So if the other team is looking for you, you know you're doing your job.
Yeah, she was throwing the one-woman block wall up, keeping them through. Pretty impressive as we get started again. And it looks like, yes, once again, Amber Rage and 620 Stella knockout.
Seen
looks
this
like
matchup
we've seen
a lot.
this before.
Stella knockout gets knocked out of bounds. Player that knocked her out gets out of the engagement zone, so she is allowed to come back in. She will get out of the pack first, but because she did pass one skater, no pass, no penalty, she is not eligible for lead jammer. So that means that Amber Rage, despite being a half lap behind, gets control of jam, calls that off.
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure if you need fancy pants, you go back out there and get them now. It looks as though there's a pink minion donning the fancy pant booth. That's right, a pink minion donning the fancy pants booth.
Lorena Blockett returns to the line for Greenville, and lining up next to her is going to be number 103, Crush Groove. I've seen her a few times on the jammer line, bearing the star for Tampa. Let's see how this jam goes for her. She looks outside, finds her way around, but the Greenville girls recycle right back into her way and going to hold the Bruise Crew jammer off long enough to get Lorena Blockett, their own jammer, into the lead jammer position. Crush Groove now finally released as she exits the engagement zone. Block It looking for daylight. Goes outside. That's a hard line to take, but it's going to pay off. She's going to get 4. Block It peers across the track. Finds Crush Groove about to approach the pack. Calls that jam off, so we're going to line it up and knock it down again. Score as it stands right now with 21 minutes 53 seconds left to go in the half. Tampa leads Greenville by an even 40 points, 120 to 80.
40, 50, 120, 80. I got you.
Invariably, if I do math like that on the fly, I'm going to mess it up at least once.
Oh, no, me too.
That jam is essentially blown dead upon starting. Girls kind of slowly resetting.
Want to take a quick second to apologize to everybody watching on Justin TV and the DNN network that you can't hear the awesome sounds that DJ Ito is spinning here at Franky Panky.
It's true facts. You guys are definitely missing the excellent tunage from DJ Ito. As far as I'm concerned, and I've been to a lot of bouts all over this state, DJ Ito is the best roller derby DJ in Florida.
You know, actually they're lucky, though, on Justin TV because, yes, they don't get to listen to the music, but they don't have to watch me try to dance to it.
It's not as bad as you might think.
Anyway,
I kind of like it.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are in the building and you would like a program to Franky Panky,
I'll take
for
one of those.
a souvenir or whatever, I have a very limited number, but if you come just say, hey, Al, I will give you one, okay?
Looks like we have about maybe 20 of these left, so if you want one, now's the time to get them. Wow, so tell them what happened there, Al.
That was the delay of game called against Tampa for a safety hazard. The door was open. Their captain was served the penalty. Serve the penalty.
And Amber Rage, seen a lot of her today, and she will have the L and the points, meaning she is your lead jammer on this jam. She lined up against Sketchy on the jammer line. I dig it. Thank you. Sketchy jukes a big hit in the front of the pack, and the far side of the bleachers light up. What's up, Tampa fans? Amber Rage going to call that jam off, holding Sketchy scoreless. She's going to pick up 4 of her own points. Greenville needs to keep that smart derby up, needs to hold Tampa scoreless if they're going to close the gap in 20 minutes. Back to the action on the floor here. Wow, scrum of a pack. Absolute just amoebic mass of roller derby. And Conway Hitty is going to break out the pack first, but she will not be your lead jammer. And somebody's going to get a penalty for that. Stella Knockout calls that one off.
What did you say? A what mass of a what?
Amoebic mass of roller derby.
That is awesome.
What can I say? When you're a scientist for long enough, words that you use at work just find their way slowly into every bit of your vocabulary.
Dude said that was an amoebic mass of roller derby.
I'm not even mad.
That is awesome. Hey, I'm not going to lie to you. You see how I steal stuff that I don't like from other people? You know I'm going to steal that because I like it.
My gift from me to you, sir. Take that and use it as you will. And I won't get mad at you even if you don't credit me with it. Tampa Bay Bruise Crew Jammer Cat Smash Fever going to be lead on this one. Hard push out the front, but hot on her heels. Lorena Blockett is going to make her work for it. Lorena takes the outside line, gets ahead, going to force that call off, says if you're going to get control, I'm going to take it from you by taking superior position.
Yeah, number 42, Cat Cat Smash Fever was in a jammer race with Lorena Blockett from Greenville, and as long as she was ahead in that race, she'd have kept it going. But as soon as she passed her, she called it off. That's another one of those lightning fast rocket ship jams that we've had all day. Hey, without looking, I'm going to give you two guesses who's on the line.
Could it be Amber Rage?
That's one.
And, Knockout?
Stella Knockout.
No, I'm so good at this game.
There you go. I told you.
Do I get a prize?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
I got a program.
You get a program from Frankie Panky. All right, Amber Rage is your lead jammer. As she comes around to things, she's circling around to this to the pack. Stella Knockout putting the burners on, trying to come back. Liquor Posse and Rebel looks like no. No, Trip McNeely. And ooh. Hold on, I'm sorting stuff out. Looks like we had a penalty call. You got fancy pants being sold back there. Go on, you guys go back there and buy something. And to be honest with you, it's getting the time of day with just one bout. You might as well start going over to the full bar the next door and getting pre-partied for the after party. You know what I'm saying?
Looks like Amber Rage's parents want themselves a program. Maybe we can mail them one.
Yeah, hey, Amber Rage's parent. Hold up. Somehow, I don't know if they can't put it on the internet, but if they want a program, I will mail Amber Rage's parents a program personally. If you can somehow, y'all message. If they're on Facebook, they can send it to me. I don't know.
Yeah, get in touch with us you probably get in touch with us for the, through the Frankie Panky Facebook, or maybe email us your address so it's not broadcast to everybody in the chat.
Whoever Amber Rage's parents, I will personally mail them a program.
And while he's getting that situated, Stella Knockout gonna take the L and the point. She will be lead jammer in this jam. Wow, Amber Rage going down again in the back of the pack. That means that's gonna be a 5-point grand slam pass for Stella Knockout. Looks like Bruise Crew down one of their blockers, Greenville's blocker, free from the box. And Knockout's going to call that jam off after getting another 5-point grand slam. Score as it stands right now with 15:27 left to go, 129 over Greenville's 87. Lorena Blockett back on the jammer line from Greenville. Cat Smash Fever lining up from the Bruise Crew.
Number 99, Mustaine, laying down the block on the inside. Number 5, Morgan, putting the block on the outside. But you know what? You had Mustaine on the inside, Morgan on the outside. Where does Lorena Blockett go?
Right up the middle.
Right up the middle.
And she will be lead on this one.
She could have, if she was in an NFL, she'd have kicked a field goal through that gap. Whew.
She split the uprights. She digs. She's going to get her 4 and call that jam off. I knew it was going to happen sooner or later. My voice just cracked.
Uh-oh. Get you some honey.
Yeah. Oh, sugar.
Oh. I'll tell you right now. You can call the Bruise Crew in Greenville. You can call them the B teams, whatever. But
this is a great game right now.
You know what? This is as good a skating as we've seen all weekend.
You know, the caliber of the games here has been really, really high. The athleticism from all the teams that have come down in these past 2 days has been really excellent, and this game's certainly no exception. Oh, man. Great push there. Great defense, but Conway Hitty will break around the last line of the Bruise Crew's defense, which is exactly what they need if they want to stay in the game. They now still trailing by 39 points. But I don't think Sketchy is going to let him have it easy. That one's going to go 0-0 on that jam.
Yeah, those of you watching at home, or those of you here, right now it is 1:30 Bruise Crew, 91 Greenville, with about 13 and a half minutes left in the bout. Those of you that know Derby know this ain't over. This is not even close to being over. Both of these teams have already proven that they can throw up multiple grand slams like that. So
it is absolutely anybody's game right now, Al, and all it could take is a big power jam and a couple of penalties to change the entire direction of this game.
yeah, that's my point. Is hey. See?
Wow. Lorena Blockett finds the inside line uncontested and goes, you know what? I'll take that. Scoots her way through. She will be lead on this. Zoom Boom Pow locked up in the front of the pack behind Magically Delicious and Herculesa.
I don't know if you saw that whole exchange, but Magically Delicious was one-on-one with Zoom Boom Pow, and both of them were flying, and she was able to hold her up. I mean, there was a lot of hitting back and forth. Rubbing is racing, as they say in NASCAR. And then she held her up long enough for her blocker to get up there and help out, and then they were able to double team and keep Zoom Boom from just shooting on through. Super impressive blocking by Magically Delicious from Greenville.
That was fantastic, and it made the difference in that jam because it meant that they were able to hold Tampa scoreless on that jam. And that's how you chip away at a lead slowly but surely. If you go 4 up on enough jams, sooner or later you'll find yourself leading the game.
They held Tampa scoreless and scored for their own. So instead of a 40-point lead, 39-point lead, we have a 35-point lead. And 35 ain't nothing in Derby with two teams of this caliber. Right there, Amber Rage blast through the middle. It was her and Stella Knockout trying to fight who was going to play the trump card, who was going to make it through this massive, amoebic mass of Derby first, and it looks like Amber Rage, number 400 for Greenville, is your lead. No.
Not lead, but out first.
She is out front. Something must have happened. That she must have got called for something. You got to go through clean.
Oh. Stella Knockout desperately trying to get that jam called off as fast as possible since she had control, trying to hold Amber Rage to nothing. Could not get it called off fast enough. Amber Rage is going to get full 4 on that one.
That's pretty impressive. And to be honest with you, I must confess, Danger, I have no idea what just happened in that bout. I missed something.
Great awareness on the track from Amber Rage, getting those 4 points. Rojo Grande and Lorena Blocker back on the jammer line.
The situation with that, Elliot, our announcing official, something like that, came over and let us know that there was concern that there was a high block, but as over in this corner with Zoom Boom, she just threw her hands up, and it was kind of an incidental contact situation to where no harm, no foul. It wasn't a malicious intent, so we just moved on from there. But that was the reason for the block stoppage.
Oh, man, Lorena Blockett right on the heels of Rojo Grande, who has position. That jam is going to get called off, and they're going to go double goose eggs. Lorena Blockett had fire in the eyes for Rojo Grande.
Yeah. This, just so you know, you don't always have to have points scored in a jam to be an exciting jam. That jam right there, both jammers were flying and had that look in their eyes like, okay, we're going. And they were just, it was all out.
I do love those fiery jams.
Fiery jams.
Oh, man. Preach to me, Al, what just happened?
My goodness. Rebel, number 1661, blast to the outside. Almost, I don't see how she got through there, but it was almost untouched for the outside of the pack to get lead jammer. Conway Twitty, 6-string, is right on her heels trying to get through. Rebel goes through. She gets the last, Erica, 619, the last blocker available to keep her from getting the Grand Slam, was holding her up through. So with the other jammer right behind her, she calls off the jam. Hey, let's start this again.
That was a great, great look there from number 1661. Rebel finding herself a beautiful line on that outside. Just scooting right on. Oh, look at that. I'm having deja vu, Al. I think that's Lorena Blockett and Stella Knockout back on the jammer line.
Could be.
Although at this point, I think we have a 1 in 3 chance of that being the case.
Correct. Yeah, Lorena Blockett and Amber Rage certainly getting the lion's share of the jams for Greenville.
Great blocking from Tampa, holding Lorena Blockett back. She still has not been able to break away from the front of the pack. Both jammers in the front. But Stella Knockout's going to get lead by just the breadth of a hair. Wow.
That was sick. That was sick. And it was in a totally good way. Stella Knockout flew right through the pack. There was one jammer holding her back. One blocker holding her back. She only had one blocker to get through to get the points. They held her up long enough to where Lorena, who was flying, once she got loose, and she was just about, and Stella got freed up just to eke out right in front. They virtually came out of the pack at the same time, but Stella was like by a helmet. Boom, she's your lead jammer.
That was fantastic.
Exciting, fast-moving bout and jam we have between these two teams. Who we got going now?
That's
Danger?
Rojo Grande and Amber Rage wearing the stars in this jam. Somebody's going to the sin bin, and that's going to be Fatality from Greenville. And Amber Rage has cleared the pack. She will be your lead jammer on this jam, but Rojo Grande not far behind.
Guys, don't forget, if you want a program, come see me. I got them for you.
And that jam is going to be over. Blown dead there. Going to be called off by Amber Rage after she gets one, but hey, one is better than none. So where do we stand right now? 6 minutes, 55 seconds left to go in the game. Bruise Crew leads by an even 30 points. Not insurmountable, but if Greenville's going to make the move to take the lead, they're going to need to do it soon, and they're going to need to do it and hold on.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. They've been able to hold ground once Tampa came back and made that their comeback. Greenville was able to stop it, and they've been kind of together. This 30 points has been the gap for a long time.
It's true.
It's been pretty consistent, and they've been staying up with Tampa now. But at some point, real soon, with just 6 minutes left, I think it's going to if they're going to make a move, it needs to be pretty quick, I think.
I think you're absolutely right. And right now, not looking like positive for Tampa, because Mustaine jamming in for the Bruise Crew got herself lead, dug in, got four, and called it off, holding Lorena Blockett scoreless on that jam. So Mustaine, I think that's the first time we've seen her take the star tonight.
Yeah, I think so. I think Mustaine, that was her first jam. Went through, got lead jammer, kept on. I think number 42, yes, Cat Smash Fever.
Yeah, that one will trip you up.
Stepping to the line with number 400, Amber
Rage. Hearing a penalty whistle, so somebody will go sit in the sin bin for 60. And Amber Rage was out first, but she is not lead. Looks like she's going to go to the sin bin. Not sure if that was for the penalty that had been called on the previous lap or not, but Cat Smash Fever has control of the jam, has 5. She's going to be looking for more points. This could be what Tampa needs to close the door on Greenville. High block on Conway Hitty. She'll go sit in the sin bin for 60. What Greenville does not need right now is to get into penalty trouble, while Tampa is trying to nail the coffin shut here with just 4.5 minutes left to go.
Yeah, it's bad enough they don't even it's bad enough to have a power jam situation go to Tampa, but you certainly don't want to add to it by putting more people in the box.
And we've seen that time and time again over the course of the past 2 days, that if you get into penalty trouble on a power jam, that can seal the deal. Cat Smash. Ooh.
Not to mention the fact that
she didn't go out of bounds. Herculesa managed to knock down Cat Smash and thought she bumped her out, backed up, and then went, wait, she was out of play, but that's not how that works. But get her out of bounds this time. And, oh no, Cat Smash did not see it. Magically Devicious put her out of bounds into the infield. And so this power jam is going to swap hands now. Greenville now enjoying the privilege of having the only jammer on the floor.
Yeah, that was pretty clever by Magically Delicious. She was able to put the hit on, and they got together, and she went down on the end, and then she immediately came back. And I don't know, because of the pause, I think Cat Smash had a question or something, so she would, and I don't know, but somehow it switched over, and now both the pivot and the jammer for Tampa in the box, like we said, it's flip-flopped into their favor,
Yep.
which is exactly what Greenville needs right now.
So Greenville is going to need 2 big jams to close the gap as Tampa out. They lead 161 to 103, but Lorena Blockett on the floor. She's going to look to try to bring the numbers a little closer together.
Yeah,
Ooh, great blocking from the Bruise crew, forcing Lorena Blockett out and forcing the track cut. And we're going to swap
huge.
power jams again.
That is huge. We went from Greenville, not from Greenville needs to do it soon, but Greenville needs to do it now. And Morgan was able to lay what a hit. And she put the block
that was fantastic.
and forced the track cut to flip-flop jammers once again.
Hear a call from our ref on turn 4. Gonna look to see who's going to the sin bin, but somebody's going to sit. Greenville blockers not going to let this one go without a fight. Forcing Cat Smash out again and again and again. But this really, this all hinged on Sketchy dropping back way behind the pack, forcing that track cut on Lorena Blockett. Out of play. Cat Smash is going to clear the pack. Seeing Sketchy now going to the sin bin from the Bruise crew. Lorena Blockett jukes a big hit in the front of the pack. That's going to be 4 for Blockett. Cat Smash looked like she wanted to try to call that off, but went, wait, I'm not lead. That's illegal procedure. Shouldn't do that. So this one's going to go for another 10 seconds. That's what's left on the jam clock, excuse me. Blockett's going to get 5 on that one. And that's going to be the end of that jam.
So, with 1 minute left in this bout, it's pretty much got to happen, and it's got to happen fast as the music, once again, takes control because of DJ Ito.
Oh, man, you guys just cannot
you know
even,
what? Don't be worried about what I'm doing.
So
I have no problem with popping it. It's locking it. I mean, once you get all this moving, it's hard to stop it.
Greenville Derby Dames out lined up, shaking it to the beats because that's how they do. Tampa is going to control the jam. 25 seconds left on the period clock. They lead 165 to 112. Now all they have to do is wind out the clock.
And your lead jammer is Rojo Grande.
And she's going to call that jam off, and she's going to call a timeout. So that is going to stop the period clock, maybe. Maybe if they let her have the timeout. Let's see.
Let me see.
And
I think.
And that's going to do it. Did not get the timeout off in time, so that is going to end the game, I think.
No. Wait.
This is sure looking like the end of the game to me.
I don't know, but the officials are still talking. I thought that they would call in, but. All right, the unofficial final is 168-112. Give it up for the Bruise crew.
Tampa Bay. Those ladies in black and purple came out and battled hard. They fought back from an early deficit to come back and dominate both the late first half and the entire second half of the game. Bruise crew taking it home. And now please welcome to the track the ladies from Greenville. Thank you guys so much for coming. Please make some big noise for the Greenville Derby Dames.
All right, Tampa, show some Derby love to the Greenville Derby Dames.
Got to.
Thank you for coming. Couldn't have a tournament without other teams. It'd be really kind of hard to do.
Man, it's been a heck of a tournament today and yesterday for sure. 2 amazing days of Derby.